I've heard many creepypasta readers read many games, but this one I wanted to personally read myself because I have the most experience with it. Now, this is called the Sandman Game. It's a scary game that you can commonly play at sleepovers. You tell a story about how people have their body filled up with sand and they feel heavier. This game can also be called sandbags. Now, I do want to tell you guys that through my personal experiences, there's a lot of games that don't work, but this one is 100% true. I do encourage you, if you want to play this game. But to play this game, you need at least 2 people. Now, step 1. One person lies on the floor on their back. And my to advise, it doesn't always have to be on the floor. I've done it plenty of times on a bed or any flat surface. Now everyone sits in a circle around them. You tell the person to close their eyes and relax. You tell them a scary story about how they're injured or that they died. And then you cut them open and fill them with sand. Now you can make your own story, and it can be as elaborate, as scary as possible. You tell the person to only concentrate on the story. If they don't concentrate hard enough, it may not work. Whenever you are talking about a body part in the story, such as an arm, leg, or stomach, you run your finger lightly up and down through the person's body part. Now, there are several parts to this. That is to cut it open. I don't know if a lot of people have done this. What I like to do is you could say the following words in it. For example, I cut the right arm open, pat it with sand, and you literally take your hand and pat the part of the skin and stitch it up, which you do zigzag down the arm. Now, step 3. You tell a person to open their eyes. When you're finished with the story, of course. And when they try to stand up, they almost can't because they're too heavy. Now, if they can, it obviously didn't work because of lack of concentration either on the person doing it or the receiving person. Basically, in this part, they are filled with sand. Example of a scary story. There was a mother who had a young son. He was sleeping one night. His mother walked into the room quietly. She cut her son's arms open. Then she put sand inside. She cut her arm's leg open. She put sand inside. She cut open her son's stomach, and she put sand inside. When her son woke up in the morning, he couldn't move. Just, I guess, another example of another scary story. You go to the store and knock down a bunch of cans. Put on another person's face, arms, legs, and stomach. You go to the hospital, and they open you up. Run your finger lightly through their face, arms, legs, stomach. Then you put sand inside you. They fill you up with sand. Tap your fingers quickly along the face, arms, legs, and stomach. Then they close you up. They sew you into a thread. Run your finger lightly through their arms, legs, and stomach. Now sit up slowly. You feel 50 pounds heavier. Now, if none of you prefer to stay like that, listen very closely. In the end of the stories, you must have someone take out the sand. So usually, that's doing the reverse of the story. You can follow up with saying like, you go to the doctor's office or the emergency room. You have to have them do the whole ritual to cut you open, take out the sand, and typically what I do when they're taking out the sand, I will take my finger and kind of like as I'm literally taking out the sand, and then they sew you back up and do like the zigzag. You keep doing that until you've got every body part that you've covered. And then when they wake up or open their eyes, they should be able to move. I recommend this is a fun game at least to do. So if you would like to do it, do what you please, but thank you.